All right, so today we're diving into a battle of two of Southwest Florida's biggest powerhouses in terms of neighborhoods, Wellen Park and Lakewood Ranch. So if you're here watching this today, it is probably because you're familiar with both, or at least one of them, and really can't decide which one is the perfect spot for the next phase of your life. Well, these two huge master plan communities are stealing the spotlight for home buyers from all over the country looking for the perfect mix of lifestyle, amenities, and incredible weather. However, they each have their own really unique features that draw people to one or the other. So we're going to tell you all about those, as well as talk costs and the pros and cons of each today, in order to help you decide which one is the perfect next home for you. So let's see what makes them tick and which one is right for you. First, we're going to look at each community from, let's say, a 10,000 foot perspective, going over an overview of each of them. So let's start with Wellen Park. It is located on the border of Venice and Northport, with Venice claiming it by address, while it is actually in the city of Northport. This is one of those funky little technical details that ends up confusing many new residents because the post office where the mail comes from determines the address, and Wellen Park's mail is delivered by the Venice post office because it is closer. However, the land is actually within the city of Northport, and the city of Northport is who supplies the water and sewer services, and is also who you will pay your city property taxes to when you live here. Wellen Park spans over 11,000 acres, offering a mix of residential neighborhoods, shopping, dining, and tons of outdoor recreation. It started development in 2004, which at first appeared to be a really great time to be getting into developing something, but we quickly found out it was not, and the development stalled with only a few neighborhoods started by 2008 and really didn't pick up again until about 10 years later, that 2013 to 2014 timeframe. The heart of the community now, though, is downtown Wellen, which is a charming central hub with shops, restaurants, and a beautiful lake for fishing, kayaking, or paddleboarding. Yes, this is a lake that you can actually use rather than one you can only look at like most of our typical Florida lakes. No motorboats, though. You will have to save those for the Gulf of Mexico and its mini bays. Wellen Park is known for its new Florida vibe and emphasizes community events, walkability, and a really laid-back yet vibrant lifestyle. And if you know anything about the Venice-Northport area compared to the Sarasota-Bradenton area, you may already know that this area is not nearly as busy, and in terms of location within the region, Wellen Park has excellent access to multiple beaches within a really short 15-minute drive, but still far enough inland that storm damage is of little concern to most people in the area. Now, Wellen Park also provides very quick, easy access to all that Venice has to offer. Now, let's pop up to Lakewood Ranch, which is about 45 minutes to an hour north, just east of Sarasota and Bradenton. Sitting next to Sarasota and Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch is the #1 best-selling multi-generational master plan community in the US for the last 6 years running. Yes, that's 6. In many ways, Wellen Park was actually kind of modeled after Lakewood Ranch, with Lakewood starting development in 1994, roughly 10 years before Wellen Park started in 2004. And if you consider that time span of the Great Recession, which basically killed all of the development in Wellen Park for almost 10 years, because it was so new, Lakewood Ranch really got an almost 20-year head start on Wellen Park. Now, it spans 33,000 acres, so roughly 3 times the size of Wellen Park, and is currently divided into over 30 distinct villages or neighborhoods, each offering unique amenities such as golf courses, parks, and 55+ living. And there are currently 15 different villages actively being built and selling new homes, and still more to come. It's also a major economic hub with excellent schools, healthcare facilities, 3 different town centers, and 12 different neighborhood plazas to keep everything convenient to you, even as the community continues to grow. Now, as you can imagine, Lakewood Ranch is much busier than Wellen Park, with it being around significantly longer, as well as being next to Sarasota and Bradenton, which are themselves much larger and busier cities than Venice and Northport. This gives it more of a suburb of a big city feel than Wellen, which is nice in terms of being super close to a ton of activities and cultural spaces like museums and theaters, as well as more job opportunities if you're looking for work. But on the downside, it also means much more traffic, noise, and all of the other things that come with being in or next to a bigger city. Now, are you starting to develop a little bit of a perspective of the differences between the two communities? Well, wait until you see what's next. And if you are ready already to start looking at homes, give us a call. Not only do we know the details of all of these communities and the neighborhoods within them, but because we help so many people buy in these communities, the builders in both of them give us special incentives specifically for our clients. That means that you don't want to miss out on. Now let's talk about the lifestyle and amenities and the differences between what is offered in each community. Again, we're going to start with Wellen Park and the lifestyle here. So you'll find a slower pace focused on healthy outdoor living featuring trails, parks, and an active social calendar. The recently opened downtown Wellen features multiple restaurants, including a steak and seafood restaurant right on the waterfront of the Grand Lake, live music events, and outdoor yoga. And the nearby beaches within biking distance if you want, and proximity to Venice give it that relaxed vacation town feel. Each of the currently 20 different neighborhoods and counting offers their own unique amenities to their residents above and beyond what Wellen Park and the area as a whole has to offer. And if you happen to be an Atlanta Braves or just a baseball fan in general, Cool Today Park, the spring training home of the Braves, is right here inside Wellen Park. You can literally walk, bike, or even take your golf cart to a game if you want. Wellen Park is also golf cart friendly throughout the entire community, meaning you can take your golf cart to the grocery store or to school or to a friend's house in another neighborhood. Basically anywhere on the roads within Wellen, as long as the posted speed limit is 35 miles an hour or less. Now, let's jump back up north. No, not that far north. Don't worry, you won't find any snow here. To Lakewood Ranch to talk about the lifestyle here. It is definitely much more fast-paced and diverse. It's a community of doers with events ranging from farmers markets to fitness boot camps, festivals, and even sporting events. Golfers, you can rejoice as well. You've got 9 different golf courses within the ranch, so plenty of options to play without ever having to leave the community. And if you do ever end up getting bored of playing those, there are enough courses around Sarasota and Bradenton to keep you busy for months without ever playing the same course twice. And being in such close proximity to a city like Sarasota, you also have access to a ton of cultural things to do with multiple theaters if you want to catch a play, and 17 different museums, plus access to a multitude of sporting events as well. You've got both the Pittsburgh Pirates and Baltimore Orioles with the Pirates in Bradenton, the Orioles spring training home in Sarasota. And then you also have the Polo Club right here in Lakewood Ranch, where you can watch professional polo. You also still have access to multiple beaches. After all, we are talking about Southwest Florida, but they are going to be a bit longer to get to in terms of drive time. At best, with no traffic, you're looking at about 30 minutes, and realistically, it's probably closer to 45 minutes to an hour in the car to get to either of the 2 closest beaches. So that's likely going to limit your beach visits to weekends or the occasional special dinner out. Basically, whenever you have time to spend a half a day dedicated to the beach, rather than being able to do a regular morning or evening walk on the beach every day if you wanted to, if you're in Wellen Park. Now, Lakewood Ranch is also semi-golf court friendly. I say semi because they have the same rules of you can go on any roads with a posted speed limit under 35 miles an hour, but there are a lot more roads in Lakewood Ranch that are not under 35 miles an hour, so it's not quite as easy to get around everywhere by golf cart. though all of the individual villages definitely allow them, so you can at least get to the clubhouse and community pool, or your neighbor's house on the other side of your particular village, and quite possibly, probably to the grocery store at your neighborhood plaza as well. Lakewood Ranch's 30-year history has cultivated a sense of stability, making it great for families and retirees alike. It's really crazy thinking that in a development that still feels so new like Lakewood Ranch, that there are people who were actually born in some of these homes who have grown up and had kids of their own already. So it's just one of those things that was surprising to me when I was going through this. So does this sound like the right place for you? If you already know, give us a call. But if budget is a concern to you, you might want to stick around because we're going to talk about that and the cost of living here next. Now, let's talk about the different home options available to you and what this lifestyle is going to cost. So again, starting in Wellen Park, the available home options range from condos to large custom single-family estate homes and everything in between, with many neighborhoods, though not all of them, designed around central amenity hubs. Builders like Neal Communities, Mattamy Homes, and Lennar are dominant here, offering new homes in move-in ready or somewhat customizable to-be-built options. Currently, condos start just under $300,000 and go up into the mid-4s. Attached villas start in the mid-3s, with some quick move-ins priced just under $350 even, and going up to the mid-500s depending on finishes and home site. Single-family homes start at just under $400,000, with some quick move-ins priced just a bit over $400,000 right now, and will go up to over $1 million. The luxury single-family homes are starting in the low 500s and will also go up to well over $1 million. Any of the 3-car garage single-family homes are going to start in the mid-500s, but are really going to be hard to touch completed for anything under $600,000. These are super popular for those that want to be able to park 2 cars plus their golf cart in the garage. Just something to keep in mind. And the custom-built estate homes start in the mid-7s and can reach up to over $2 million. The median sale price here is currently about $550,000. There is also currently one 55 and over neighborhood under construction, if you prefer that active adult type community, as well as 2 different country club communities here as well. Now in Lakewood Ranch, you can find small existing condos for right around $200,000. So based on that starting price, it may appear that things may be quite a bit less expensive here in Lakewood Ranch. However, that isn't really the case when you compare apples to apples. The median home price here in Lakewood Ranch is actually about $600,000, so roughly a $50,000 price difference. And that gap is very evident when you look at the new homes, especially, and realize that you can get many of the exact same homes from the same builders with the same finishes in both communities. And here in Lakewood Ranch, they will cost at least $50,000 more than they will in Wellen Park. Though there are more options here in Lakewood Ranch since it is definitely more established. You have 20-plus-year-old homes all the way up to brand new homes that you can choose from here, where in Wellen Park, most of them have been built within the last 10 years. So you can get 1-bedroom condos under 1,000 square feet if that's what suits you. There are quite a few townhome options, which are almost non-existent in Wellen Park, that'll give you 3 to 4-bedroom homes from the low 300s. Actually, as far as new townhomes go, they are the least expensive new homes currently available and are actually starting just under $300,000 in multiple different villages. And there are also luxury townhomes starting in the mid-400s that go up all the way to over $900,000. Attached villas are next and start in the mid-300s and will run up into the 600s to 700s for the luxury ones. And then single-family homes starting just under 4 and go up easily to over $1 million. And then the custom builders start in the 6s and 7s and go up to all the way over $3 million. Now for the other costs besides the actual purchase price of the home, HOA fees in either community are going to vary based on the amenities within the particular neighborhood that you choose. But you can be sure that no matter which neighborhood you pick, there is going to be an HOA fee of some sort that you will need to factor in. and they're rarely less than $200 a month. Most commonly, they're going to range between $200 and $300. However, they also typically include some sort of maintenance and services that you would need to either make time to do yourself or hire out anyways. So in most cases, they actually end up being a pretty good value. Property taxes are going to be relative to the value of the home you purchase. They aren't based on sale price per se, but an assessed value determined by the county property assessor. I strongly advise against basing your estimate on what the current owner is paying if you're looking at existing homes, because there are laws in place that keep property taxes artificially low for people who own their homes for a long period of time. And if you're looking at new homes, you're only going to be able to see the taxes for the raw land. So if you're curious about taxes, call us. We can give you accurate information. I can tell you that they will typically be higher in Lakewood Ranch than in Wellen Park in terms of the dollar amount, because the homes are typically more expensive and therefore will also have a higher assessed value and therefore a higher dollar amount of taxes due. So if you have questions about property taxes, again, please give us a call. They are going to range, I can tell you, from somewhere between $3,000 and as much as $60,000 a year, depending on the home that you're looking at. But obviously that is a very wide range. Insurance is the third major ancillary home expense that you're going to run into. This is another one that is extremely difficult to provide an accurate estimate on without details on a specific home, because it not only will vary on the value of the home itself, but also the age of the home, the exact location, and the materials used to build it. I can tell you that in general, newer homes will cost less to insure than older ones, and homes built at higher elevations and further from large bodies of water will be less likely to require flood insurance on top of the regular homeowners and wind insurance coverages that you're going to want to have. I do still regularly see new homes in the lower price ranges with insurance costs under or right around $1,000 a year, though, so it isn't nearly as bad as you might hear on the news. Again, call us with any questions on taxes or on insurance, as we're excellent at helping with budgeting for these things. And keep in mind those extra incentives that you get by coming to us first, which we can many times use to help offset some of those extra costs. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of each community, starting with Wellen Park. The pros here are, to me, it's smaller size, meaning typically a tighter knit community and obviously with less traffic. The proximity to the Venice beaches, and it's also a bit more affordable. After all, when talking financing, $50,000 in purchase price amounts to between $250 and $300 a month in mortgage payment. Now, the cons are going to be the limited variety, especially in the luxury housing area. Also, that it is still quite new in development, so you may feel it lacks the established feel of older communities. And that since it is further from the larger cities, the area itself is a little bit lacking in cultural activities and employment opportunities. Though you can of course drive to Sarasota in an hour or less and Tampa in less than 2 hours. So if you prefer to live away from the hustle and bustle and only drive into it when you want, then this could actually be a pro for you. Now for Lakewood Ranch, the pros are that it is larger and more established, with top-rated schools and medical facilities already built, including a fully built-out hospital with emergency room that's already fully staffed, a wide variety of home styles and prices and ages, and a thriving economy with plenty of jobs. Now for my final thoughts and who should choose what. If you're looking for a modern, growing community with easy access to beaches and a relaxed lifestyle, Wellen Park is probably your dream spot. But if you want a variety or a more established feel and access to golf courses and elite schools, Lakewood Ranch has your name written all over it. Either way, both communities offer an unbeatable Florida lifestyle. It's just about finding the one that feels like home to you. So, give us a call to get started on your search for your new home, or if you want more info on the other nearby cities, then check out these other videos.